Hey doc, I need to have some alcohol at the end of the day. It helps me relax, it helps me sleep better because I am so stressed at work. That's something I get to hear a lot from my clients. Another question I get asked a lot is, you know what doc, I go out on the weekends and I need to have some alcohol, otherwise I'm going to be the odd one out with my friends. There are others who come and discuss with me. I've read that having a little alcohol every day is actually good for your heart, especially red wine. So I'm here to help you debunk the myths surrounding alcohol consumption. What's true and what's not. So welcome to the Wellberry. I'm your host Dr. Nirmala, and this channel is meant to give you correct information about nutrition and health so that you can forge ahead on your wellness journey. So what's all this about alcohol being good for your health? How true is it? Well, this belief that alcohol, especially red wine, is good for the heart, this came about in the 1980s as a result of a paper published by French epidemiologists. And this came to be known as the French paradox. Now, according to these epidemiologists, though people in France eat a lot of saturated fats, they have a lot of red meat, and they also have a lot of sweets and pastries, yet the incidence of heart disease was not very high. And they said that this was because the French have alcohol with their meals, especially red wine. They also stipulated that the protective effect of alcohol was because of the antioxidants in the alcohol, especially in red wine. There is something called as resveratrol. Now they concluded that the antioxidants in red wine was protecting the heart. So how factual is this? The fact is that the incidence of heart disease is not uniform throughout France, right? There are areas in France where the heart disease is more than in other parts of France. The loophole in the French paradox theory is that it didn't take into consideration other factors such as the dietary habits, the genetics, and even the exercise habits of these people. In fact, later studies have gone on to show that in some parts of France, like Toulouse, the consumption of fruits and vegetables is very high. And in this area, the incidence of heart disease is very low. Okay, now let's fast forward to the present. What do current studies show us? The World Health Organization has recently come out with a statement saying that all amounts of alcohol is harmful for the body. Now I know that sometimes we don't always agree with what the WHO has to say. So let's see what research shows. Okay, this study was published in 2022 in JAMA, and it states that all levels of alcohol consumption is associated with heart disease. And the more the alcohol consumption, the greater the risk of heart disease. Another study conducted in women stated that regular consumption of alcohol increases blood pressure. Regular consumption of alcohol is also associated with atrial fibrillation. And now this is a condition which affects the rhythm of the heart, and it can lead to blood clots and also strokes. Alcohol consumption increases the risk of cancer, oral cancer, liver cancer, colon cancer. And of course, as most of us know, alcohol can cause liver disease, alcoholic fatty liver, and as the condition progresses, it can lead to cirrhosis or complete damage of the liver. Now, the way in which our body responds to alcohol and also processes alcohol is based on our genes. Some genes make people more prone to drinking heavily, and then there are other genes which make people stay away from alcohol because of the flushing effect and the discomfort that alcohol causes for them. Alcohol is also associated with gene expression. So overconsumption of alcohol can trigger the expression of genes which then lead to conditions such as cancer. So now, having listened to the facts, what do you think about alcohol use? The fact is that alcohol use is very prevalent today. It's part of socializing. It's also a part of official lunches and dinners, right? Alcohol today is easily available even in homes. So then what can we do? Studies have shown that reducing the amount of alcohol that a person consumes can actually reduce the risk of developing disease, right? So if you're in the habit of drinking daily, then reduce it to once or twice a week. If you drink 3 to 4 drinks during the weekend, reduce it to 1 to 2 drinks. If you anyway drink just occasionally, then do it as occasionally as possible. The more alcohol you put into the body, the more the risk of disease. The less alcohol that you put in the body, then obviously the risk of disease decreases. And of course, it goes without saying that if a person is highly dependent on alcohol, if there's an addiction related issue, then they need to seek professional help. So the notion that it's okay to have alcohol is just to give me a buzz and make me feel happy, well, in the long run, it's actually going to be harmful for you. If you don't believe me, ask ChatGPT. The lesser alcohol you consume, the better it is for you. So this is me, Dr. Nirmala, signing out. And remember that wellness begins with your plate. And in this case, with your glass as well.